Right. So I probably going to take a jive at the older heads, but I said to someone, everyone else who spoke at the opening had a written speech, and I was the only one who walked up with my phone, and that probably tells you the generation shift. So I think the use of technology and how we educate our youthful population is going to be key towards pivoting the Caribbean. My view is that our human resource is, without question, our biggest asset, and it means we need to invest in our human resource and, in a sense, out of the box. Our citizens deserve to be citizens of the world, but to do so, we have to educate them and make them competitive. And I think for me, one of the things that I think CARICOM has to really focus on is how we ensure that our education system drives our development. And Grenada is no different, because we have to pivot our education system. We have to invest in the digital economy, in the creative economy, rather than just the traditional areas. And even the traditional areas like agriculture requires significant research and development, and requires significant use of technology. So I think that really has to be our focus. And I think, all over the world, countries that invest heavily in educating the population, the dividends pay off in the medium to long term. So I think the Caribbean has to recognize that. I think coming out of colonialism, we did. That's why we have the University of the West Indies, etc. But I think over the last 20 years or so, we've sort of forgotten that. And therefore, our long-term development goals, I think, has moved away from educating our population. I think we have to go back to that. And I think if we do that, it will allow our population to find the solutions to a lot of the challenges we face. So for me, education is a major factor. And I don't just mean it in the traditional sense. And that's why we have to talk about the creative arts. We have to talk about sports. If you look at it, for example, if you take the region as a whole, we probably produce more Olympic gold medalists, silver medals per capita than any place else in the world. And there's a reason for that. And those are some of the things that I think we need to deliberately study, and then make sure that it's not just by luck or by chance, but that we actually put the policies in place to help us become more successful at the things we have a competitive edge at.